This episode of the Boss Rush Podcast is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to support the Boss Rush Network and our family of podcasts, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. Thanks for your continued support. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a special episode of the Boss Rush Podcast. We are reacting to the Nintendo Direct. I am your host, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, is the PC muscle race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Mario!
Did you fall off a cliff? Did anybody grab you?
Oh, what's poppin'?
Hi, LeRon. I'm glad you're here. This is the first time I've ever seen LeRon excited about Nintendo in a long time.
It's been at least a year.
In a long time. Since Advance Wars, maybe.
Yes.
But then you became a curmudgeon because it got delayed like 3 years.
You damn right. Yep.
Oh, man. Speaking of delayed, also here is PK Power, Pat Klein.
You know, I secretly saw LeRon behind the stage with Nintendo, and LeRon was begging Nintendo for forgiveness. He's like, "I'm sorry, I treated you so bad."
Was on my knees. Was on my knees.
LeRon was wiping his mouth.
was on my knees with the question mark blocking my hands.
It's like, will you pound this block?
Oh, God. Well, I was going to introduce our next guest, but he might dip before I get through this. We have back in the building the magic maker from the Great White North.
Hello.
Andre Wilson is back, everybody.
How's everyone going? Guardians, eyes up, Guardians.
Yeah, this is the wrong show, bro.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It's the wrong game. It's the wrong
Look,
game.
I wish you were here the other night when I was talking about it, because I couldn't have seen 3 more bored people in my life when I was talking about Destiny.
Really? Oh, that sucks, dude.
But
Hey,
that is for a different night. Tonight is all about Nintendo, the company that LeRon hates. So
I don't know.
He was talking about the company I love to hate.
He was talking about finger stuff earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, Patrick was.
But you didn't deny it.
Yeah. Like,
it's a good thing this isn't Nintendo Pal Block, because this is a very different show. It's okay. I'm recording that with Ed tomorrow, supposedly, I guess.
should be a Nintendo Pal Block episode, but whatever. We're taking over. We in here.
Yeah. So there will be a Nintendo Pal Block direct recap show tomorrow. David is joining me and Ed tomorrow, which is exciting.
Oh, that's good.
I know. I'm very excited. But for now, we thought we should probably get a piece of content out for this, and they led off with one of my favorite series that Nintendo does, and we haven't had one in 6 or 7 years.
9.
I think it's been longer than that. I thought
9
years.
The last one,
9.
Well, they did the remakes in 2017 and 2019 of the first and third game.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I guess what was the last real one? Paper Jam. Yeah. So Mario and Luigi Brothership was shown off. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that we're getting 3 Mario quote unquote RPGs in a year, essentially. Right? Because
this is an apology from Nintendo. Okay.
Clearly.
They're like, sorry we stuffed so much of these crappy Paper Mario games, and now we're going to give you what you want, an actual RPG with the progression system.
I love Mario. I love Mario and Luigi. I didn't play Paper Jam, but I've played all the rest of them. I love Dream Team on the 3DS, which is the one that takes place in Luigi's brain or whatever.
I actually thought this game was the remake of Partners in Time. That's what I thought.
That would be nice.
Off the rip.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah, and then at the end, I was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't expect that. I'm not mad. This game looks great. I don't hate it. I'm coming off the heels of I just closed credits on the 1,000 Year Door, and that was kind of my first time having an RPG type Mario game, and I enjoyed it. It was great. I didn't play the original, so I went into this game very blind, and I was thoroughly happy. I was very happy with it.
I'm glad you like it because the battle system is very similar. Is it
perfect?
It's the button context battle system.
Oh, perfect then. Okay, cool.
Yeah. What did you guys think of this trailer overall? I think the art style is really
the art style is gorgeous. Whoa.
Reminds me of the Mario cartoons.
The Mario cartoons. Yeah, it's got that kind of slightly cell shaded. You know what it reminds me of when it's zoomed out is the 3DS Smash Brothers, where they had the black lines to highlight the characters when it's kind of really zoomed out. So I
think that was the biggest thing for me, was like the art style really made this game kind of stand out from like all the other ones, because like you can have Mario RPG, sure, but like I think the art style really defines if people are gonna take to it or not. And I personally enjoy the art style. It's like it reminds me of like Looney Tunes, but like Mario.
Yeah. I've always liked the art style of the Mario and Luigi games, and I think this is a great kind of HD version of that.
So,
this is the first one that's not. This is the first console's Mario and Luigi, so it's nice that it's got that cartoonish blend, but it also has like that 3D effect going on.
Yep, it looks great. I love the scene where like Bowser is kind of flying around in the clown whatever thing, and the airships are flying around him. It looks really cool. I just think this is really clean, and I like it. I can't wait. November 7th.
Like that thing the Mario Brothers did, where they they started swirling. They became like a giant UFO, and that shit was crazy.
Or like the combo attack where like Luigi kicks the red shell at Mario, and then Mario kicks it at the enemy.
Like spins. I thought that was like one of the coolest things, how they played soccer and they kicked it in the air and like basically kung fu'd it. I was like, okay. I was like, after that, I'm kind of in. I was like, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a lot of different types of traversal in this game too, which is cool.
Yeah.
Did we hear about it being co-op or no?
I doubt it.
That's what I'm wondering. I feel like it's just gonna be like your standard RPG. So it's like single player.
That's fair. It'd be cool though if it was like local co-op.
It would be cool because like I would buy 2 copies, one for me and one for my boyfriend.
Yeah, no, for sure. That'd be cool because like it's like one person could play as Luigi and like do their own actions, and then one person can play as Mario. But I digress.
Yeah, I like the cleverness of the title because one, it evokes that sense of fellowship between Mario and Luigi, but it also is because the main transportation is a ship.
Yeah. I noticed that play on.
It's like a double entendre.
Yep.
Yeah,
I like it.
So after that, they went into the World Championship NES edition. My Best Buy still has this pre-order available.
The more and more I see this, the more I'm like, man, should I get this?
This game.
Because why would you get it?
I wasn't really excited about it when it was first announced and everything, but it's something just about like just doing like the speed runs and stuff. Like this is actual Nintendo spirit of like the new age. Honestly, it's the speed run start. And it's not. You're not even speed running the full game. Just speed running like the most challenging or the most classic parts of like all these classic games.
This game reminds me of the remix games that were on the Wii and also the 3DS. Like, it's that, but not as like they just don't, not as creative, I guess.
Yeah,
but it still intrigues me. And it's I pre-ordered the collector's edition, so
with the gold cartridge, the gold cartridge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Japan gets the trophy.
I know. Speaking of trophies, the next game didn't really feel like it deserved one, but I don't know anything about Fairy Tail. So Fairy Tail 2, an anime ass JRPG.
I know the anime is good. I will say, and this might be a hot take, this game looks like it struggles a bit Like I'm not trying to be rude, but
A
like
bit.
I wasn't trying to be that mean, but like seeing
Andre,
it.
you can be rude about Nintendo in this show.
Oh, thank God. Okay, this game looked like ass.
Yeah,
I was like,
Yeah,
wolf. Like,
yeah, I was not impressed.
yeah, and I just feel like the Switch, like we all know, this is kind of the last hoorah for the Switch.
this
And
is
I feel
it.
like, yeah, I feel like games are really starting to be like, okay, look, like we need a better operating system because we are struggling to kind
See,
of keep up.
you say that, but when we get to the end, I'm like, I have no idea how this game is running on the Switch. I have no idea how that game.
Oh, I know, yeah, and we will talk about that. But even games like Hogwarts and the Batman Arkham series, I'm like, do you understand the plethora of like game that game is compared to the Switch? Like, there are games that I see on the Switch that I'm like, this should not be on here. Like, this should not be a Switch game.
Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy. I played like 10 hours of it on Switch when
Good?
it came out, and dude, I can't believe that game is running. I also played The Witcher 3 on Switch though, and
Damn,
I can't believe that.
That's crazy.
I can't believe that game was running as well as it was. So it looks ugly as hell on the TV, but when you're playing in handheld mode, it's like clearly if you want to play it in handheld mode. Plus, I had cross save with the PC version, and now it has cross save.
Oh, did it? Oh, that's a huge W then.
Yeah,
okay.
Now it has cross save with all versions because CD Projekt has the CD Projekt Cloud thing, whatever.
Yeah. So okay, that's a big W then. But yeah, but just again, I know the anime is cool, but this game looked bad.
Yeah, it looks rough.
Yeah.
You can't really anime like adaptation to video games.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of one that's like absolutely stellar.
Dragon Ball Fighters, I think, would be the only one I could think of.
I was gonna say like Naruto Ultimate Storm, like the fighting one, but that's about it.
So, all right, technically the fighting ones. And now that you mentioned Dragon Ball Kakarot was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The next game though is a game that I have been begging for on the Switch for 5 years. It feels like Mistwalker's Fantasian is finally getting a home console release.
Okay, see, this answers questions right here because I was like, when I heard Hironobu Sakaguchi, I was like, wait,
yeah,
isn't he retired?
He left Square to do Mistwalker. He did.
Well, yeah, but then
Blue Dragon. He did Lost Odyssey.
I know
he
that,
did,
but I'm
Last Story, and then this was they did 2 mobile games in between the Last Story and this game.
Yeah, he's primarily been mobile.
Yeah.
Okay, so so that's where he's been. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's why like after Mistwalker, I was like, where did he go? You know?
It's still
Mistwalker.
Yeah.
This is a Mistwalker game, yeah.
Okay. Well, well, apparently it's a port, right?
Yeah, it's a port of the iPhone. It's an
Apple Arcade
updated version to the Apple Arcade version.
Yeah, the link that we sent, it says ported over from Apple Arcade. Fantasian is on its way to Switch and other platforms soon. So I assume this was a mobile game at some point.
It is. It's on Apple Arcade right now.
Okay, yeah, that's the only place you can get it though.
This game did not look good to me. I don't know anything about it. I might just have to kind of play a demo just to see.
Let me tell you about it. Okay, so every single environment in this game is a physical set that they took thousands of pictures of and imported those pictures into the.
Really?
They're all dioramas, and so they wanted that feel of like old school RPG set in like a real space. And so like all of the woods and stuff, they're all like those little miniature trees that you see and stuff. Like
I might try it just for that because that sounds like it'd be really cool to see.
I cannot wait for this game. I'm also a really huge Lost Odyssey fan, and
that's fair.
Mistwalker, and I also like The Last Story. I know that has mixed feelings, but it was like one of the only Wii games I played all the way through.
I didn't get much of a chance to play Last Story, so I'm kind of sad about that. But I am looking forward to this. Anything, Sakaguchi and Uematsu You don't need to ask me twice.
Yeah. The battle system is very clearly meant for touchscreens, though. If you see like they are lining up those curved shots and stuff, it very much feels like it's made for a touchscreen.
That makes sense.
But it really does have like the last story kind of feel the characters do, at least. So no definitive release date on that. It's coming in holiday 2024. I imagine that November time spot somewhere. So I'm very excited for this game. I'm not gonna lie. It might suck. I don't know, and I refuse to play it on phones.
I don't think it's gonna be like that 8.0, or I don't think it's gonna get any higher than like an 8.0, but I'm still hyped about it.
It's gonna be in that realm of like I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphere. It's probably that review range.
Yeah, this game was meant for people who had the appreciation for the old school Final Fantasies and just want to live that nostalgia of having those guys together again.
Yeah. Oh man, I was really hoping, because I saw rumors of like Lost Odyssey might be here, and I was like, oh my god. But I was failed. Speaking of failing, they showed Nintendo Switch Sports here, and they're adding basketball with motion controls.
Okay, so, wait. This actually looks like it could be fun. Let's just hang on. Okay, this actually personally, this looked like it'd be really fun. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, okay, I'm kind of in.
Well, Andre, it's been nice seeing you today. I'll see you in 6 months when I forget that we had this conversation. Get out.
Leave.
Man, Nintendo Switch Sports kind of just fizzled out, didn't it?
Damn. High key, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I sometimes forget it's a thing, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. There's a sports game.
I have it. I have it in that giant ass box. It's sitting back there on my shelf. It's like this big, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to get that fucking sleeve out to put my Joy-Con in there.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair.
So, I don't know. The next game looks really cool. I thought of you instantly when I saw this, Pat. This looks like a pad-ass game.
Yeah.
Mio, the
Lost Memories.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Memories in Orbit. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, that art style is absolutely gorgeous. Like
it is, yeah.
I saw
like the pencil ink or whatever, like the pencil drawing stuff. Yeah.
I know. It's Hollow Knight, but not with the bugs. Is what it reminds me of.
It reminds me of like with the hair, like the hair kind of clinging system and like the swinging and stuff reminds me of Spectre of Torment, the Shovel Knight expansion.
Interesting.
It really reminds me of that. It looks awesome. I can't wait for that.
Actually, I was like, when I was looking at it, I was like, man, like this is so giving me Gravity Rush vibes.
Yeah, it kind of. Yeah, I can see that. Kind of the main character kind of reminds me of Cat a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
2025 though.
Yeah.
Sad.
Interesting. We've already got 3 titles for 2025 though.
True.
This, and we'll get to the rest later, I guess. So then they go through this weird array of cartoony classic games. So Disney Illusion Island that came out last year is getting a free update. There's new missions and new puzzles to do.
I don't know if that's enough to bring me into the game again.
Yeah. I mean, this feels like if you haven't picked the game up, this is a nice surprise to add, right? And then they had Hello Kitty Island Adventure, which the only thing I could think of was the South Park Warcraft episode when I saw this. Because Butters
third party Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a very cozy game, like for those cozy gamers that have like a whole setup where they sit on like a giant beanbag chair in the corner with their candles and stuff. I feel like this is a cozy gamer game.
Yeah. And then we had the Looney Tunes Not Space Jam plus tennis.
You sound so
watch out for the anvils.
You sound so salty about the Not Space Jam part.
I fucking hate the Looney Tunes, man.
But Lola, you love Lola, and she was in it.
Why do you hate the Looney Tunes?
They all suck, man.
The first Space Jam was like one of the best movies.
I love Space Jam. I just think like, especially like, man, this game looks so ugly. This game looks.
It does look ugly.
It looks bad. How they haven't adopted or adapted, pardon me, a Space Jam type basketball game for Looney Tunes is crazy. They did?
It was free for like a year on Xbox when the movie came out. Was it good? No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See
but
there.
They made it. It was more of like a, hey, there's some basketball in this, but there's also like some Shaq Fu side-scrolling BS in here.
Oh, lame, dude. Just give me like a full-blown like NBA 2K tune game. I don't know.
Yeah. For me, I think the problem with these type of games is that when you focus on more than one sport, you're doing it no justice because it's going to be shallow gameplay for all four sports.
Yeah, you lose the essence of the game as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Looney Tunes suck. This game looks ugly. Moving on. Speaking of ugly, there's also an update to Among Us, which leaked this Nintendo Direct last week. So
yeah, that's what I was saying to the guys. I'm like, I think this actually got like leaked.
Yeah. So thanks Among Us for leaking this Direct.
So be fair, it wasn't that hard to guess when this Direct was going to happen.
I mean, I figured it was going to be this week anyway because Nintendo always goes last, and they always go the week after Summer Game Fest is over. So like, you know, but their Directs are usually on like a Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, except for E3 week, it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, but E3 doesn't exist anymore.
I was about to say, what's E3?
That was back in the day.
Back in my day, we had the whole event for gaming.
They had things. They had famous people. They had booth babes, and all the swag that you could carry.
Gaming mattered back then.
And then the next game they showed off that was like I don't understand. This is like a mix between like a farming sim and Pokemon and Pikmin all in one game. It's called, what is it called? Farmagia?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
I don't know. It's weird. Anybody interested in this thing? It looks like you farm plants and they become animals or something.
Oh, this game was out of pocket. I'll tell you that right now. If
there's a demo for this, I will try it out because I don't know, something about the artwork and just something about the way, like if the gameplay is how like the video showcased it and how it looked, like it's worth a look for me. And y'all know me, like I don't take farming games seriously at all. But there's, I don't know, something I guess magical about this.
Be fair, at least it's made by the developers of or the publishers of Story of Seasons. So, but yeah, this game gets like high points for creativity.
Yeah.
And that goes into the
one of the big ones.
The next game, which I called 3 weeks ago on Nintendo Pow Block, that they were going to announce this. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD is coming to the Nintendo Switch, and I cannot wait because this game was awesome.
This game is my favorite DK game.
Yeah, I think awesome. I might try this because I didn't try. Is it Tropical Freeze or this one? So I might try this one.
This one's awesome. This one's better than Tropical Freeze in my opinion. I played it on the Wii and I liked it, and then when I really loved it on the 3DS.
Okay.
I mean, I beat it on the Wii, but I tried to 100% it on the 3DS.
Oh, so you were him on the 3DS.
Yeah.
God, okay. Bet.
Yep. And I hated the 3DS, so that tells you how good this game is.
Oh, damn! You were like, I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it for you, DK.
I second that. This game is like a must play for DK, and I hope that we finally get a third one here soon.
I think they're prepping us for a third game on the next system because Donkey Kong has been rumored for so long, and like, what was it, like 2 or 3 years ago? The Italian Nintendo account teased a third game, and then they pulled the tweet down.
Well, if Retro's almost done with one of the games that they're making right now, then they can go back.
Well, Retro supposedly has like 2 or 3 games either ready or in development. So that Star Fox Grand Prix game is supposedly still sitting on their shelf too.
Star Fox Grand Prix,
Yeah.
like a racing game.
No, it's complicated, sort of,
Okay.
but it's more of like a. I don't really know how to describe it. You'll
Okay.
have to look it up, the description, because it's like really hard to describe if you're not looking at the description of the game.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's not really a racing game. It's like it's strange.
The only Star Fox game that I want, and I made some predictions for the Direct. If anyone here has played Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube, I would pay so much goddamn money for that game to come back. I loved that game.
I actually on Pow Block, when we did our predictions, I actually had Star Fox Adventures HD on my list.
Dude, it was such a great game, and like it was fun. The story was great. Tricky was one of the best features of the game because you could throw a ball and then you could play fetch. Dude, it was so much fun. Star Fox Adventures was a lot of fun.
You know, you could have just played Nintendogs if you wanted to play fetch.
Yeah, but I'm a fox and he's a triceratops. That's just so out of pocket, but it worked.
Then it introduced Fox's love of his life, and then it got complicated, and she started banging his rival. And
Wolf.
Yeah. Like the assault story, very freaking weird.
Assault of the Heart.
I mean, that game went dark.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm going back to Donkey Kong though. If you didn't play it on the Wii or play it on the 3DS, I highly recommend picking up DK Returns. It's awesome.
Okay, I'll definitely keep it on the list of games to try.
Yeah.
Now, however, they didn't mention any added bonuses to this one, right? It's just strictly a port.
It's an HD now.
Well, an HD port of the 3DS.
It's a lot of work. It's 4 times the pixels.
There's when Nintendo usually does a port, they throw quality of life changes here to make it easier for the newer generation.
I'm sure there'll be some quality of life changes, but I'm sure there will be.
Like,
I'm sure
where's
this will be
the Funky Kong mode.
I'm sure there will be 2 more directs before this game comes out, and they will detail it.
No,
I don't know. All right, guys, we moved into they finally re-revealed Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, and then they announced 1 and 2, which are coming after 3 for some reason.
Well, they said it makes sense to play 3, 2, and then 1, and I was like, okay, so it's Star Wars then?
Wait, why?
Yeah, okay. 3 is a prequel to 1, and 2 is a sequel to 1. So that's why it makes sense to play 3 first, and then 1, then 2.
Okay, see, thank you, Patrick. That makes all
Why
the
did
sense
they call it 3? Why didn't they call it 0? God,
because they made it after.
Thing all over again.
They made it after. Well, the interesting thing about 3 is you didn't realize it was in the same area until later on in the game.
Well,
it's one of those games. Damn it, you spoiled it.
Spoiled a 40-year-old game, Pat. How dare you?
Damn.
The Elysian Trilogy.
Canceled.
These are direct sequels to each other. Oh my gosh.
It does look good. Like, I mean, like, I am so, I don't know, like, I haven't taken Dragon Quest seriously. Like, I mean, like, I was playing this shit back when it was Dragon Warrior. You know, so I'm not sure if I can get back into it is the problem.
Sure you can. I believe in you.
You know, I love
like, it's RPG. You know, you guys know, like, I'm a hard sell on RPGs.
Yeah.
Now, here's what, as beautiful as the game is, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 need some quality of life improvements because those games were grindy as hell.
I'm sure there will be. I think Square's been really good when they re-release older games to add, like, you know, those easy modes, I guess you would call them, but you know, like the story mode versions.
It would need an easy mode. the first game definitely needs some more direction. Like
Mhm.
that game was almost like impossible unless you just went out exploring and just happened to land in the right spot at the right time. Otherwise, it's like, oh, you didn't have the key for this, so go right to the other side of the world. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it gets more than just a graphical update.
That's fair.
Yeah. It looks great though. I'm
Oh, yeah.
like I had zero interest in this, and now that I watched it, I'm like, I'm kind of like
I'm in.
into it.
Yeah.
I'm in. Damn it, I'm in. You know what I'm not in for though, guys? Funko Fusion.
Oh, God. Skip.
Fuck.
I knew it.
Next.
I knew it.
Next.
I hate Funko Pops, man. I have 4 Funko Pops. And I hate them.
I have one. What? I have a few, but they're like Star Wars and anime, and that's it.
I have 2. I have a Claptrap, and I have Persona 5 Joker, but it's a Chase edition, so he doesn't have his mask on.
Oh, I hate you. I want that one so badly. Oh, God.
I have two Figments from Walt Disney World. I have a Baby Groot. I have a Wreck-It Ralph, and I have 2 Kingdom Hearts ones.
I have no pops.
Persona 5 is like my favorite game ever, or like one of.
Joker's
Actually-
like my favorite
actually, I lo-
protagonist ever.
He's so
Actually,
good.
I lie.
Yes.
I just lied because I have the Hunter Alpha from Resident Evil. From Resident Evil.
Is that it?
Oh wait, I also have Geralt.
That's the only one I
Witcher
have.
3.
Like I thought someone was gonna gift me all the ones from Monster Hunter because there was like 4 from Monster Hunter stories. But somehow like they played me. You know, it was like, oh, sorry, I can't get him. Like, well, why did you tell me you were gonna get him?
What a loser!
Exactly.
Pops or amiibos?
Pops.
I didn't.
I've got all the Monster Hunter story amiibos. I've got them. I bought those myself. I imported those.
Yeah, I didn't realize they made pops for the stories.
They did.
Speaking of stories, we got a story trailer for Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, which is out in a couple days, next week, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think next Thursday. They like
There
to
are-
release these on Thursdays now.
Yeah. Why? Why do they keep changing it?
Well, as someone who used to ship my games, I would appreciate it because they never seem to come on Friday.
It's fair.
But now I go and just pick up the game because I don't want to wait.
And Nintendo doesn't take online pre-orders anymore, apparently.
Really? That's so odd.
Yeah. Starting with Paper Mario. And you can here's the thing, like for Best Buy, you can pre-order online, but you have to pick up in store. And you can't do car side pickup. You have to go in the store and get it.
Mine offers car side.
No, mine. So you can choose car side pickup. But when I got to my Best Buy, the last 2 times I ordered a Nintendo physical game, it said car side pickup is not available for this item. Please go in the store.
Fair.
Maybe
They
they're
probably
wrong,
only
though.
have 3 people in the store.
No, there were like 100 people. They were all standing at the security counter talking about fingering each other's buttholes or something. I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah, my Best Buy, anytime I go in there and ask where something is, I get directed to like a different aisle, and I'm like, does anyone even know like what's what here? Like it's never fails. Anytime I go in there and someone's like, do you need a hand? I'm like, I'm good. I'm like, I can find it. I am.
Yeah,
more than okay.
like the guys in Best Buy, they basically know like I know where everything in the store is at, so they don't even ask me questions anymore.
That's fair.
I'm excited for Luigi's Mansion 2, though. I enjoyed 2 when I played it on the 3DS, but I would rather play it not on the 3DS.
I would
Fair.
consider 2 the best.
Yeah, it's got the most variety, I think. Because there's 5 mansions to go through, and they're all different. And it's cool.
Well, 3 had a lot of variety too, but that was just weird because it's all in one building.
Yeah,
but each floor is like themed.
Yeah, but the Luigi stuff was weird.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Which automatically takes it down a point for me. All right, so after the Luigi's Mansion trailer, we have the new Denpa Men.
Oh, skip.
Pass.
What is this
Yeah.
thing? I'm
A skip.
scared. I'm scared of this thing.
Well, you guys like the Nintendo aficionados. It says new Denpa Men, so that means there was a Denpa Men.
I didn't even know there
At some
was a
point.
Denpa Man.
I don't know what it is.
Imagine Pokemon meets Animal Crossing, but weird.
I'm like, did they just do something? They just remix what was that? The Metopia or whatever that game was.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I feel like this is what it kind of looks like, and I'm like, this is the weirdest looking game out of the entire Direct.
Yeah.
It's not great, but the next game looks great. Metal Slug Attack Reloaded.
Hell yeah!
More Metal Slug. I'm okay with more Metal Slug.
You can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong.
How do you LeRon, I feel like you're a big Metal Slug person for some reason.
I am. Like, do you guys know the amount of quarters this game like robbed from my ass back in the day?
No, please tell me.
God, too much. Like, I could have bought a damn cabinet by this point. I remember like just blowing like a wallet's full of cash, like playing like Metal Slug games.
Really?
Until it just got to the point where I was like, when it started coming out on PlayStation on the PS1, that's when I started really just like, I'm done going to the arcade playing these damn games.
That's fair.
It's cool though, because that game's available now. Like you can just go buy it now.
Yep.
Available today.
There's your shadow drop.
Yep. And that also goes into another slew of classic games. We got two Game Boy Advance games in A Link to the Past 4 Swords.
Yes, sir.
We got the best Metroid game, in my opinion, Metroid Zero Mission.
I am actually very addicted to it right now.
And then we got the old new expansion pack download file called here we go. Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack, Nintendo 64, mature 17 plus.
What does that even mean, though?
Apparently, you have to be 17 or older to actually get the games.
What games? I just want to know what games.
It's Turok and Perfect Dark.
What are the two games 17 plus, though? I don't understand.
Because there's blood.
Oh, okay.
That was back when Nintendo still thought stuff like that was racy.
Yeah, but GoldenEye is on the other one though. Like, do you
that
think
was T for teen?
Yeah, but GoldenEye doesn't have blood though.
Yeah.
That's the kicker.
Yeah.
GoldenEye was T. Turok and Perfect Dark were M.
Yeah, shooting aliens and dinosaurs is rated M for mature, but shooting people is T for teen. Good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Good to know.
It's okay.
Good to know we're all in the right place.
Yeah.
They were Russians. It was okay.
I will say it's cool to have both of those games back because I did play Turok and Perfect Dark a lot. So
I love Turok, the first one.
Turok was like the first. Like, I'd say Turok was like the precursor of Dino Crisis. If anyone knows what that game is.
Oh, love Dino Crisis.
Wait,
I think Dino Crisis
was out first.
Yeah, I think Dino Crisis might have been first.
Really? Okay, pardon me.
Yeah, because Dino Crisis was
maybe not in
released
Canada,
after
guys.
RE2.
Dino Crisis was
PlayStation. A, maybe not in Canada, and B, just not in my life. So I played Turok first. So sorry, Turok was the precursor for me for Dino Crisis. There you go. I fixed my statement. I played that first.
Did you see Capcom put out that the most requested game is the new Dino Crisis from them?
Yeah,
Dino Crisis is a great game, though. Let's be honest.
It is.
I mean, I don't disagree. I think a new Dino Crisis would kill right now.
Yeah, or even just a remake of the original.
Especially with the way that the Resident Evil remakes are going. Like, just make it in the style of that. I think people would flip out.
Oh,
remember when everybody thought that Exoprimal was the new Dino Crisis because the chick with the red hair?
Oh my god, like Capcom, really?
Guys,
what?
Turok came out first. Turok came out 2 years before Dino Crisis.
For real?
Yep.
Huh.
1997 versus 99.
F both of you.
I apologize.
Andre was right.
For once, just give it to me. Just as one time, just give it to me.
Broken Clock is right twice a day.
Right.
I'm really excited to play some Zero Mission though. I'm excited.
Is Zero Mission the first one?
It's a remake of the first one.
It's a remake of the first Metroid game.
Yeah, plus
Okay.
it adds. Go ahead, LeRon.
Oh, I was gonna say, in all seriousness, it's the only one you honestly need to play. Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna play Metroid or Zero Mission, just play Zero Mission.
Okay.
Yeah. It's also like way smoother and cleaner and feels better and
it still feels smooth.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
on the Switch.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Metroid Zero Mission so good. And then we
I
went into.
I was telling these guys like before we started recording. I was like Zero Mission honestly is the Metroid game that knocked Super Metroid off the pedestal for me.
Yeah. I think it's great. Another anime game, Phantom Brave: The Lost Hero. This looks like some sort of NIS.
It's a sequel to Phantom Brave. That was a Disgaea style game. Like, it was the third game, I think, that the creators of Disgaea made.
I thought this was Disgaea at first.
Exact same people.
So. Yes, it's the exact same team. Yeah.
The idea is, though, you trap. You had the souls of your soldiers, and you have to trap them into objects, and that gives them like their stats.
Yeah. All right, LeRon. All right, we're going into the Marvel vs. Capcom collection.
Yo, when I tell you, this shit blew my mind.
My god.
I was like, hello, like, you know.
When I heard the "I'm gonna take you for a ride," I was like, "Oh, boys, we're back. We are back, baby. We are back."
So there are 8 games in this collection. There are where's the list?
X-Men, Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes.
I'm so excited for that.
X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighters, Marvel's Capcom, Clash of Superheroes, Marvel's Capcom 2, Age of Heroes, and The Punisher.
Yes.
The Punisher is the only one that seems out of place here. It was like, why didn't you just give us like the arcade cabinet X-Men game instead of Punisher?
Yeah, right. Or like, if you're gonna give us the Punisher, give us the arcade X-Men game and the Captain America game. Like, if you're gonna add those, like,
yeah.
Except those are Konami and these are all Capcom games.
This though looks like it's just going to be
right.
like hours of fun. Like, this is going to be hours and hours of just like straight fun.
Look, man.
Yeah.
If Konami doesn't come out with some sort of Marvel side-scrolling arcade beat 'em up thing soon, now I'm gonna be.
You know, it's crazy. Disney would throw the money at them. That's the crazy part.
I know.
Disney would throw the money at them.
I know. I mean, the way Disney has been releasing all these old games, like they re-released all those like 90s Super Nintendo games and Genesis games and DuckTales and man, where's the way forward DuckTales game, by the way, on something like this? I'm shocked they haven't brought that forward. So, but man, I can't wait to play some X-Men versus Street Fighter or some Children of the Atom. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Oh man,
hands thrown.
Can't wait. Look, I like Marvel vs. Capcom just as much as the next guy, but man, X-Men vs. Street Fighter is like,
top tier.
Just more quarters I lost in arcades.
Man, that game's gonna give me a third kid. Let me tell you.
Get that surgery first.
Then we went into a little bit of a downer. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Look,
downer.
I like Mario Party, but this is the third one on this console now. Okay, you should have just done. You should have done DLC for the last one.
That people are pissed that they didn't support the last one.
I know.
I haven't played a Mario
history.
I haven't played a Mario Party game in years, and this one actually looks like it's a lot of fun. So
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, like I think I don't know. I think Nintendo's on to something because I've never liked the Mario Party game until like the last Mario Party came out on the Switch.
20 players online. Sorry, 20 players online, I just have to say, is crazy.
Oh my god, that's gonna be chaos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I get why they made it. I just feel that the Super Mario Party that they released before it was too much, because that was supposed to be the history of Mario Party. That was all of the mini games. That was classic maps, and they were supposed to add more maps as DLC, but instead they just made this new one.
So they basically just edged this, is what you're saying.
Man, they could have done like they could have had so many cool maps, man, remade. They could have gone into
You guys are right about that. You guys are right about that part, but
there are 5 maps. I could have understand them not supporting it if there were like 8 or 10 maps, but there were only 5 maps on that. It was like, come on, guys,
come on.
There's more maps on the new one, and that's without adding the 2 maps from the previous games.
Right, man. All right, Andre, you ready? You ready to be excited with me?
I am.
We're getting a new Zelda game.
Yes, sir. Now
in the Link's Awakening art style.
Hold on.
Yo,
what makes you think Andre is the only person that's going to be excited with you for this?
Because I see Andre's Instagram videos about Zelda every 5
Brother,
seconds.
I'm wearing a shirt that has Link on it. All right, I am Link.
Yo, Patrick and I will fight you guys. Like, do not start today. Do not start.
I'm just including our guest, LeRon. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, stop being selfish, dude. God.
I'm here too.
Mm-hmm. No, this game, I made a little video today on my thoughts, and I said I'm excited.
Where can we find that?
On my Instagram, and it is at ANNDRE_WILSON. And I'm on Threads too. So anyway, I digress. I am a huge Zelda fan. I have been looking forward to a new Zelda game. My only kicker is I have to play this game to give it a solid answer. I'm not saying it looks bad. I want to play it first. That's it. It looks really cool.
I'm sorry. This is a beautiful, gorgeous game in the style of the Link's Awakening remake. I'm all on board. Day one get.
Oh, easy day one get. But
of course it's day one get.
My collector's edition.
My thing is, I was not a big Link's
Awakening. I'm actually glad there's no Link, no deluxe edition or collector's edition. I'm glad for that. I am tired of spending money.
I have to say, the Link's Awakening collector's edition was pretty disappointing, and I ended up importing the Game Boy Steelbook.
Oh, that's so cool.
The one that did not come to America.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not paying $150 for a game and an art book that's like this big. I'm sorry. I love Link's Awakening. I have my original Link's Awakening complete in box on my shelf back there.
Flex
for the original Game Boy, and it's like, well, it's actually the Game Boy Color version, but whatever.
Flex.
But I am not paying for that art book. Sorry. I actually debated because I just got rid of a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, man, what collector's editions could I get? Oh, I have the Breath of the Wild one. I should get the Tears of the Kingdom and the Link's Awakening one. Got the Tears of the Kingdom one. I was like, oh, wait, I forgot. I'm not paying $150 for an art book.
I sat in line for an hour and a half just to get that and go home.
I mean, that's fair.
I was juiced when that came out, and I think that's the last collector's edition I've ever bought for a game was like that one. So,
all right, guys, I have to ask a question though, because this is the official first Legend of Zelda game where you play as Zelda. Are you excited about that?
Yes,
I am.
Yes,
I think it's cool. Yes, I think the way they've implemented this wand, the Tri Wand, is that what it's called?
The Tri-Rod.
Tri-Rod, yeah.
Jeez. I think it's cool. I think the duplication of items is cool. I think you can probably do a lot of cool stuff with capturing enemies and releasing different types of enemies to kind of solve different,
puzzles.
Yeah, and I think
it has
cool.
the tiers. It has the Tears of the Kingdom, like where you can use anything to solve a puzzle. That's the kind of vibe I get. Like you could how it showed the character stacking beds and just using the beds as like stairs, right? So like Pat just said, very puzzle heavy, and like Corey said, how if you come across a group of like mobs, you can be like, oh, like I have the echoes of these two bokoblins. I'm just gonna pop them out and they'll fight for me. I'm interested to see how bosses are gonna be like if you have to use your arsenal of baddies to defeat a boss, or if it's like a puzzle boss. Again, I'm looking forward to it. I want to play it first to kind of get a feel for it. But the fact that we are Zelda and not Link, I think is a huge W. Only because like Link's cool. Link is the man. Link is kind of quote the face of Legend of Zelda. But I'm happy.
You're linked out. You're linked out.
Kind of. I'm happy. This is the year that like the
ladies stepped up.
The Nintendo matriarchs are going in this year.
Yeah, the princesses are now like, look, I don't need rescuing. I got this, right? So first we got Peach's.
Where's my badass Daisy game?
Right. Okay, let's relax a little bit.
Okay, the definitive matriarchs. Because now I think about it, the theme of this direct might as well have been Nintendo matriarchs. Because I mean, like, there's more down the pipe coming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The we have one more. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So this game looks cool. I wonder if this is a test bed to see if a I don't want to say a proper Zelda game, because this is clearly a proper Zelda game, but like the next
Breath if they go back
Wild, if they tried,
if they go back to this
have
style?
Zelda as if they have Zelda as a playable character, and maybe you can swap, because that was my original thought for Tears of the Kingdom, was like,
it was 2-player
Zelda. Well, not maybe two-player.
Two main characters.
Sorry, what the hell just happened?
My balloons went off.
When you wave, when he waves, like balloons go off.
Yeah, actually, I need to turn it off on my Mac. But I thought, because originally they said there's going to be online. Oh, I can do this too, Andre. Watch. I can do this.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. The original thought I had for Tears of the Kingdom was that they originally said there was going to be online elements.
Yeah.
And a lot of people took that to mean either co-op or multiplayer something. And my thought was like Zelda was going to be a party member.
Yeah.
And like, because you know how you could use the Wolf Link amiibo in the first one and it would like go hunt for you, or flank enemies for you or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be able to use Zelda as a second character, and you're going to be able to swap between, and she would be like, oh, I have a bow and I can do all these, like, I can do things that Link maybe can't, and we're going to have to swap. Or like Link's going to have to press a button over here, and then you're going to have to swap to Zelda and go pull a lever over here so Link can get through like solve puzzles with
when I first saw the trailer.
Why would you need Zelda to do that, though? You have 3 colored Links that can do that. Sorry, I hate Triforce Heroes.
When I first saw the trailer for Tears of the Kingdom, I thought the same thing too. Like, I'm like, oh shit, are we gonna be able to actually like play as like Link? And then I saw this message of, I think it was Breath of the Wild Zelda, but it was like 8 different photos, and she had like different hairstyles, and like there was a caption, and I guess it got deciphered where like every first letter of the caption spelled out "this is a hint." So everyone thought, like you just said, Corey, how we might get a Breath of the Wild inspired Zelda game where like we are playing as her, and we have to kind of go save Link. And like you said, like maybe this is kind of the first run of like, let's see if the community likes a full-blown Zelda game, and if they do, we might do like an open world one, because I'm on board. And I would love, like, say for example, if we start the game with the Hyrule Shield and the Master Sword, and something happens to Link, and then Zelda dons the sword and shield, and like she's the heroine, right? I would love that. It'd be super cool.
I don't
I
know if
thought-
I'd like Zelda with the sword and shield though. I want her to
Well,
have something different. Give
Have
her
That's
the
something-
completely
bow
fair,
or give
yeah.
have
her
something unique to
magic.
her. Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
hers would be like the bow, like she uses at the end of Breath of the Wild, or like
Mhm.
even if she has a sword, it would be like the white sword or something.
Doesn't she
The
use a rapier in Twilight Princess?
She uses a rapier in
Yeah.
Twilight Princess and
Yeah.
Hyrule Warriors 1.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, thank you.
She was using
Yeah.
and she was using the bow and what as Tetra and in
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker. Yeah.
I think she also has a Shamitsura in Wind Waker too. But
So like she has
pirate
stuff
themed.
that she can use, but
Yeah.
but like
She
that's
has
just
her own skill set.
yeah, and that's a testament to like if she was alone, she could still kick butt.
Yeah.
And she's mad. And she's a descendant
magic.
of like
Yeah.
wizards. She's
Yeah.
descendant of wizards. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I would not be appalled to a full blown Zelda game. I wouldn't. I invite it actually. I invite it.
The other thought too, going back to what you're talking about with her hairstyles, was
Mhm.
like people were saying her hair is shorter,
Yeah.
and that would make it easier for them to do asset swaps for like hoods and bandanas and stuff between
Yeah.
her and Link.
Yeah.
So like there wouldn't be much like asset flipping.
No, right? I mean, like, and they kind of have the same character design, like a few differences, but they could easily do it if they wanted to. If they wanted to revisit the world again, which I don't think they want to. I think Tears of the Kingdom was a beautiful ending to that Hyrule, in my opinion. But I think going back to it for a third time would really deflate a lot of people.
Yeah. So Echoes of Wisdom comes out it's September 26th, I think it said. Alongside the gold Nintendo Switch Lite.
So I don't understand if this is kind of the last hurrah. Like, why give the Switch Lite another?
Because
they
it's
want
Zelda
to meet
themed,
that sales,
and people will double, triple dip. I have 3 Switches. Okay, so
isn't the Switch
and
coming
none of them
close
are
to
special,
150 million units sold?
It's at like 100. It's at like 134 the last time we talked about it on PAL Block, but that was in February or March.
I think it's gone up. I think it's gone up to 150.
We'll know in July what they're at. And I'm sure this Direct sold a few more if you haven't bought them already. Anyways, we went into Just Dance. I don't really care about Just Dance. Anybody care about?
How about we just skip? No. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just skip to. So this was like, I figured we would see this game. So Lego Horizon Adventures, which was announced at Summer Game Fest, the trailer was also shown here. They put the words PlayStation on the screen, which was nuts at a Nintendo conference.
Mm-hmm.
It was nuts.
There's a lot of controversy that I saw when this first dropped on Twitter, of all places.
Shocker.
Is that exactly, and the amount of people that were screaming on top of roofs saying, "No one asked for this. No one asked for this," and I'm like, look, I get it. No one asked for this game, but think of all the games that you asked for, but no one else did, and you are happy that are out. So I'm in the boat of just be happy we have it. Like, I'll be honest, am I gonna get this game? Possibly. Like, it looks fun. It legitimately looks like it'd be a fun game to try. Fun. Right. And I'm currently playing Forbidden West. So this game, like, I love the Horizon games. They're a lot of fun. And I said that maybe this is geared towards more a younger audience who wants, because if they play this, they'll be like, oh, what other Horizon games are there? And then they'll get the other games, right? And the other games can be very overwhelming in the sense of there's so much going on at one point that you can't understand it, because you have to shoot this part to get that part to get the armor, right? There's a lot going on. So this is probably geared towards younger children or people that just enjoy a Lego game.
Yeah. The thing I've been hearing on some PlayStation podcasts that I listen to is that, and I have come to agree with them, PlayStation has done a great job of growing up with their audience, but unlike Nintendo, they haven't done a great job of, curating content for new, younger audience to grow up. And so the same way that they're looking at PC to put their older single player games on PC to draw them into a PlayStation ecosystem for a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's things like this, and they might be looking for this at the Switch and potentially the Switch 2 for things like this, or maybe even potentially something like Ratchet and Clank or Astrobot at some point.
Yeah.
Putting it on a kid-friendly device to draw them in.
Yeah,
to
right.
The
and I mean,
PlayStation
like,
IP.
This is kind of the start of that, because like they could do, just saying the quote Lego verse. They could do like Lego Jack and Daxter, Lego Ratchet and Clank, Lego Sly Cooper, right? Like all of the really cool old games that
Lego
I kind of
Uncharted would be cool.
Exactly, right? So,
oh man, I would play the hell out of some Lego Uncharted.
that'd be high key, super sick. But this is, I think, the start of a beautiful relationship that Nintendo and PlayStation are kind of moving towards in 2025.
And everybody keeps looking at like the 90s relationship that they hated each other up and through like the 2010s or whatever, but it's like both leadership changes, both leadership situations have changed multiple times since that happened.
Yeah.
And like I'm sure like Furukawa, Nintendo's president now, was like 16 years old when that happened, right? And so like he doesn't probably care about any of that. And
no,
I think Horizon is a great start for this. Like if they were to continue doing Lego games in their franchises, like what better game to do than Horizon with like the robot dinosaurs? Because now you can like, oh, we can make the robots in Legos. They already sell the long neck ones, right?
The tall neck.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever. Dude, it's been forever since I played the first one, and I haven't played the second one yet. My only platinum trophy, though, that first one. I love that.
Oh, flex! I platinum it too. It was a great game to platinum. Hard though.
Yeah, the hardest one was knocking over all those stupid wooden deer because I didn't know where they were.
Google, man, Google. I did the same thing. I was like, I have no idea where any of these are.
I did, but like there was one that was like hidden, and even when I Google searched it, I couldn't find it, and it was like behind this house. It was like behind this house, and it was dark, and I was like, oh my god. But yeah, anyways, Lego Horizon Adventures coming holiday 2024 to PlayStation, PC, and Switch. No Xbox version.
Xbox kind of got screwed out of a lot of these. Like they even got screwed out of the Marvel Capcom collection.
Yeah, they did. And then this rolled into the cat that just won't go away.
This is okay. This is a perfect example of a game I feel like will not perform well on the Switch.
In
the sense of graphically.
I feel like Stray has already had its time in the sun. Now, granted, I'll probably be wrong, and it'll probably sell 6 billion copies, but it makes book club relevant this month, like Pat said in our chat.
Yep.
Very, very excited. Book club this month is Stray.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stray is coming to Switch, and man, that cat just won't go away.
Well, that's the thing about them orange cats. They're gonna get your attention.
Yeah, it's true. I have one, and he's the neediest cat in the world.
Then we went to Hobbit Animal Crossing, aka Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings tale.
A Lord of the Rings game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not I don't care. I don't care about Lord of the Rings one bit.
Same.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Same.
I mean, it's cool that they have a cozy Lord of the Rings game, considering it's always war and war.
I agree, and I think that little Hobbit town is probably the perfect setting for that, right?
You mean the Shire?
Whatever.
That place in the hills.
The place with the round doors.
Yeah.
Look, man, I watched Fellowship of the Ring for a half hour 3 separate times and fell asleep all 3 times, and I'm just like,
really, that movie's so good.
I can't do it now. So
That's fair.
It's one of those IP that just I can't. I've chosen to skip. Ace Attorney Investigations is also coming.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Holy.
You do not know how freaking excited I am about this game, guys. This game
Now
has
I
the
do.
only Ace Attorney game that has never been released in America. And it's
Really?
finally coming.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Investigations 2 was never released in America. And so finally we're getting the official translation, the official game, and now you can play literally every single one of these series in this generation.
Where's our Professor Layton? I don't care about Ace Attorney. I want Professor
2015
Layton.
or 2025, sorry.
Yeah,
It's
the world of
2025.
the world of Steam, I think is what it's called, or something.
You don't care about
Pat's
Ace
over here
Attorney,
like,
but Ace
Pat's over
Attorney
here
is
like, shh.
freaking
He's like, shh. Let people have nice things.
this. This is a very good series. Like the characters, absolutely fantastic writing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the mysteries will, twist and turn, and you might not even see what's coming until it finally hits. It's a great series. I highly, highly recommend this series.
Is there
Okay,
an order
Pat.
to play them in?
Probably original trilogy. Before
I own
the Apollo trilogy, but then the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles and Ace Attorney Investigations could go either. Like, they're not really that tied to the rest of them.
Cool.
Fair.
Cool. We got after this, anybody else have anything else to say about Ace Attorney Investigations? Pat was clearly very excited.
I'm excited. My friends over at Toge are excited about this one. So they will probably be spoiler cast sometime in the future.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing more of those. I'm very excited about that, actually, because I have actually plotted out some things, and Pat will have to get together and talk about games that are coming up, so I know which ones to circle.
Got it.
Coming out after this is not after this. It was just next in the direct. The 100 Line Last Defenders.
I have a feeling that this game is a visual novel.
It's made by people who do visual novels. It's made by the Danganronpa team.
Yeah, it looked like it, and then during battle, it looked like an RTS game.
It's a tower defense.
Tower defense. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's made by the creators of Danganronpa, or just recently the Rain Code Mystery Detective or Master Detective Archives. And it's still got these 15 students at in a school, but instead of them being in a murder game, now they're trying to defend the school from some catastrophe and monsters that are attacking it.
The only visual novel I've ever played, I think, was Digimon Survive, and that was it.
Okay. I haven't played that one, so I can't say whether it's going to be like it or not, but I'm going to guess no. But the Danganronpa series is a very mature series. It's there's a lot of death, a lot of gore, and a lot of suggested themes.
Yeah, this game looks like where if you make one wrong move, a student could die.
That's what I'm worried about. I feel like there's going to be permadeath.
Yeah, oh yeah,
and that's going to affect the story.
Yeah.
After that, we got another anime game. The remake of Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven. Let me tell you, there are
game.
Yeah, it is. Sure it is. Look at it.
Romancing Saga is not an anime.
It looks like an anime game. That's the point. The art style.
Yeah, it looks like an anime game, but it's just an old
Romancing
school...
Saga is not an anime, everybody.
There you go. It's a JRPG. You racist.
Slap you.
Racist.
There's a lot of 1,000-year-old witches in this game, we'll say.
Perfect.
Romancing Saga was a very non-linear RPG experience. It's probably one of the most non-linear RPG experiences you can get from the Japan, to be perfectly honest. And the battle system's it has something they call the glimmer. It's your character will have like a light bulb flash above their head, and that will give them like a random skill that they can keep later on. And you don't get like stat points. Stats just randomly upgrade. There's a lot of random factors in the Saga game that make it both like people who really like to strategize, they love this kind of thing, but at the same time, if you're looking for a traditional RPG experience, this is it's not quite your Final Fantasy, we'll put it that way.
That's fair.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks cool. Like it looks like something. It looks really cool. I just I don't know. There's several other JRPG series that I would really like to play. Like I don't know, Xenoblade, Trails, Tales, you know, Final Fantasy. So,
Square
all right.
Enix, what are you doing? Remake Xenogears.
Yeah, I know, right, man. If we got a Xenogears remake, I would.
That would get me to spend some money on a collector's edition.
Speaking of side tangent, I actually had the liberty of playing Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 recently.
How do you like it?
When I play, okay, so some context. When I played Super Smash Bros, I always like wondered like who Shulk was and like why he was kind of like in the game, and I was like, well, he's clearly from Xenoblade. I know that. And then even like in Breath of the Wild, like you could get Rex's outfit, and I'm like, why are these games so popular? I'm like, I don't get it. And then a friend of mine let me borrow Xenoblade Chronicles, the first one, and I beat it, and I was like, I understand now. I was like, I get it. I was like, I full blown get it now. I'm like, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 was one of like the best games I've played in a long time. Time. It was really the story, characters, growth, everything about that game. I was like, I'm mad that I've never played it until now. It was really good.
Yeah, once definitely played 2 and 3.
Yeah, I hear 3 is amazing.
2, I will say, I didn't like 2 that much. I felt like 2
is the worst of the 3 numbered games as far as
I've heard that
as far as I hear.
2 and then was the most anime out of all.
And I think that's what killed it for me. The battle system was dope, but just the anime tropes, I'm like, there's way too many, man.
There's a lot of big-breasted women in that game.
I'm like, it doesn't need, like, I get it. Like, anyway.
Cosmos is there though.
Sorry?
Cosmos and Talos.
From Xenoblade Saga.
From Xenosaga
play as
PS2.
Get them as a blade.
Give me the remake of those games too. Oh, give me those games.
Yeah, and then 3.
Give me all the Xeno games.
3 I still have to play, but yeah, just that was kind of my extent with the Xeno games. I've heard is Xeno Tales or Gears before
Xenogears is 3 ties directly into Xenogears somehow.
Okay.
So Noah the main character.
Yeah.
Like that name was the code name for Xenogears. It was called Project Noah.
Oh, cool.
When they were developing it, and like Noah is because Square owns Xenogears, so they can't officially say it. But Noah is a descendant of the main character of the first of Xenogears.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, cool.
Xenogears was supposed to go through 6 games, but of course they only did the first one.
Yeah, and then Xenosaga was supposed to be 5
also
games.
6 games or something like that.
Yeah, 5 or 6 games, and they only got through the 3? I think they
had to end it at 3. Yeah,
yeah.
The second one did not do as well, so they're like, okay, we're finishing the story.
That sucks.
And then Xenoblade, then Bandai Namco sold Monolith to Nintendo, and then they got to make Xenoblade Chronicles, which wasn't even supposed to come here.
Thank you, Operation Rainfall.
I know, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where's our Pandora's Tower remake?
Who cares?
Why didn't that take off?
Because that was the last of the 3 games.
I know that game was not very good. What was the other one? Was Last Story, right?
Yep. Last Story, Xenoblade Chronicles, and Pandora's Tower.
Man, I remember at the time, the Last Story was the best one out of those 3, in my opinion. But I haven't played Xenoblade in a while, so
good game.
All right, LeRon. We're about to get you real excited. Cosmic Year 20X9 Galactic Federation Research Facility is how this trailer opens up.
As soon as you said
As soon as I
Galactic
saw
Federation,
Galactic Federation, I was done. I was done.
I thought
I knew what it
as
was.
soon as I saw the text, I'm like, there's no fucking way this is what I think
I'm
it
like,
is.
that's the Metroid font. That's
And
the
I was
Metroid
saying,
font.
I was saying to the guys before you got in here, I'm like, I thought this was 2 or 3, right? And
Yeah,
then
I thought this
they
was-
would not say the last thing for 2 or 3. That
Well, I thought they would have done 2 and 3 and then a trailer for 4 is what
that's what I thought. Is I thought they were going to
Yeah.
shadow drop 2 and 3 and be like, hey, you can purchase it now, XYZ, right?
So,
but then at the end of this trailer, when it shows the guy and like the 2 Metroids behind him, I was like, who's this guy? And then the words pop up, and I was like, holy Christ! I'm like, for 8 years, 8 years,
bro.
8 years, you guys teased us and then said nothing, and then today you're like, here's gameplay, and I was like, this is the craziest thing. I'm like, this is
also
nuts.
this game looks incredibly like Halo 4. Which well, here's the thing, like a lot of the team from Halo 4 actually went to work at Retro to do the combat design. So I think that's why this game looks a lot like Halo 4.
It feels very Halo. Very Halo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Halo,
Also,
but you get to scan things.
I can't believe this game is running on Switch and how good it looks. Like,
Well,
you
people are speculating this was actually Switch successor trailer.
I mean, I feel like it's coming to Switch. I feel like this is a cross-gen title, or like if you play it on Switch 2, it'll run at 60 frames in a higher resolution sort of thing, right?
So that was going to be a question I was going to ask you guys is, do you think this is either like a day 1 Switch 2 launch, or is it like you can buy it for Switch 1 and Switch 2?
I think it's a day. I think they're holding it off for the Switch 2 launch.
Yeah, I think this is a day 1.
Same.
I think this is our
Breath of the Wild
situation.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
that's exactly how I think it is. I think this is and the reason I say that is because we have a lot of 2025 games, but they're all like January, right? And like they've told us that they're like, hey, like Donkey Kong comes out, I think January 15th, if I'm not mistaken. This game just says 2025, so there's no day. So I'm thinking this is definitely a Breath of the Wild. You can buy the Switch 2 day 1 or buy a bundle with this included, and I'm like, I will live on the street for a couple months if I have to just to get this game.
I'll live on the street.
I think this is going to be the perfect companion piece to whatever the 3D Mario game that's launching with it is. I think those are the 2 launch games.
I
too.
I think it's going to be Metroid, and if they're doing a Mario or the Donkey Kong 3D Donkey Kong, if it's assumed, that's going to be your fall title.
Yeah. But no, it's just, again, after 8 years of not saying anything, seeing that font pop up, I was like, holy cow. I was like, there's no way. There's no way they're doing this right now.
Yeah. LeRon, how do you feel? How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
What about Metroid Prime 4 or just overall?
About Metroid Prime 4. I want to know.
Okay,
this is why you're here.
This thing. Okay, so this game looked absolutely gorgeous from what we saw, and yes, I do believe that this is actual gameplay and stuff like that. I do believe. I don't think they were just like tease us with a HUD and whatnot, and not be legit and stuff like that. It looked great. I did like how they're incorporating a lot of story elements from the past Prime games to let us know that this is a continuation and stuff like that. So yeah, I was really happy.
Incorporated hunters.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Because like that's the one that like a lot of people do not. I feel like there's a section of the Metroid population that just do not know about Metroid Prime hunters, and I mean,
also they incorporated Federation Force.
Yeah, that game's awesome
too. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
Federation Force.
Can I ask where's the hunter reference in this? Because I played that one for the 3DS.
The person that walked through the door with the 2 Metroids.
Yeah,
that was Silex.
That's
one of
why
the
he looks
hunter.
so familiar. I was like, I know that dude. Oh, okay. That makes so much more sense now.
And then if you got the secret ending in Corruption,
Yeah.
there's a ship that looks just like Silux's ship chasing after Samus at the very end. And if you got the secret ending in Federation Force, a hunter breaks in and hatches a Metroid, which was confirmed to be Silux, who did that as well. So this takes place after all those games because Silux has his Metroids that are trained for him, which is the only people who were ever able to train the Metroids was a specific type of Chozo. Not even all the Chozos could train Metroids.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, as soon as I saw him, I was like, I know this dude, but I couldn't put a finger on it. Thank you so much. Now that makes a lot more. The reason why I thought this was 2 or 3 is because of the space pirates, and I'm like, oh, they're back. I was like, oh, okay, this is probably 2 or 3. And then I saw him, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, this doesn't feel like 2.
He has a weapon that literally drains your energy. I mean, he's like a human Metroid himself. That was his thing.
Yeah.
So
I think the game looks really good.
Oh yeah.
It looks really smooth. It looks really fast paced, and it looks very. I'm glad they showed the scanning stuff because I know that was like, especially the later Prime games, that was part of the stuff that was like not missing, but wasn't as prevalent
as good. Yeah. Now, do you guys think that sometime during this year we're gonna get 2 and 3? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be stupid not to.
I'm kind of shocked that they didn't announce it with this, but there will probably be 2 more directs between now and the time this game comes out, at least.
Yeah.
I would say whatever the fall direct is.
I think the fall direct's going to be the Switch 2 presentation and
maybe
announcing a few Switch 2 stuff.
Yeah, I think they'll probably start with Switch stuff, and then they'll talk about the successor, right? And then they'll do a big blowout in January like they did for the Switch originally.
Yeah, I think the next couple ones might be like some pitter patter, some loose ends, and then the one in fall, kind of right before the holiday season, right before the new year, is like some like surprise announcements, and then like maybe the last 10 minutes or like 15, they'll like actually show us like the Switch 2 and like be like coming X date 2025 and all that jazz.
Yeah. So how do we feel overall about this direct?
It had some lows, but the highs were pretty high, in my opinion.
The highs were really high, in my opinion.
Yeah, right.
I feel like this is one of the most solid directs that we've had in a while, and I say that as a person that basically watches practically at least all the mainstream directs, because I don't always watch the indie directs. I don't always watch the developer directs and stuff like that, but I always watch like the main Nintendo directs or the directs that spotlight a particular game and stuff like that. So I will honestly say, like, like this, like it's basically it was almost like they had like my name stamped on this direct, because I mean, like, there was a lot of stuff here that just really got my attention. It was really like, okay, I got to buy that. Okay, I guess I can't pack up the Switch just yet, and things like that, because like right now, like, my Switch barely turns on, like right now it's barely commodity after I stopped playing Mario versus Donkey Kong, after I beat that, like I was kind of done because I didn't go back to Mario Wonder, which I should go back to, but this direct right here was like, okay, man, like my Switch is gonna overheat.
Yeah, I turned my launch switch on the other day because like I was like, my daughter's getting old enough to like show interest in this stuff, and she is obsessed with like Peach and Zelda and stuff like that. Like, she is always trying to play with my amiibos over there, and to the point where like I ordered a Peach amiibo for her birthday, so she would stop playing with mine.
That's super cool.
Really only for that reason, not because I love my daughter, just because she would stop touching my stuff. And I was like, man, if I could just load this up with like, maybe like Yoshi's Crafted World and, some of the easier, simpler games, maybe she would show him. But man, I turned it on. It was like, zzz. I'm like, oh nope,
Damn,
packing you up.
that's crazy.
But my OLED still works. Like just whatever they did to change whatever's inside that thing, it just keeps going. So
I actually got my brand new OLED.
you have the Zelda one, right?
I do, yeah. I got it. So I had my launch one for 7, like since it came out, and at my work, we had the Zelda one, and like for a month, I'm like, I'm gonna trade mine in. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna this is the day. Every day I'm like, this is the day. This day I do it. But then I just thought to myself, I'm like, there's no point. It's the last year. Hold on. You're good. You've been doing it for 7 years. Who cares, right? And then one day it was gone from the back room. And I was like, damn it. I was like, oh, well, it's meant to be. It's meant to be. Birthday comes around. I'm going out with a friend, and he has a little bag with him, and we meet up, and he's like, happy birthday. I'm like, thank you. And I look in the bag, and it's the Nintendo Switch OLED Tears of the Kingdom edition Switch box. And I'm like, okay, maybe he put some socks in there just as like a gag, haha, right? Like,
yeah, no friend does this shit for me.
I was like, there's no way in heaven that this dude bought me the Switch. So we sit down, we eat. He goes to the washroom, and my curiosity is killing me. So I put the bag on the table. I take the box out. I open the box, and it's a goddamn Nintendo OLED Tears of the Kingdom edition. And he comes back, and I'm like, how much did you fucking pay for this, dude? And he's like, happy birthday. And I'm like, I don't even know what to say to you. Like, I brought it home. My fiance's like, well, I got freaking, I got outshined hard. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, damn. I was like, damn. So yeah, so I've been in love with that for the past couple months. And yeah, just from this direct today, I'm like, there's no kind of stopping until the Switch 2 comes out at this point. So I'm excited. We got some good games this direct. Again, we got some lows, but the highs were high. So the Switch, I can probably say and speak for most people, is still in the limelight for a couple years.
Yeah, Nintendo isn't going to cut the support immediately for this.
No. Yeah.
No.
For me, this lineup spoke to me. Like, I love that I was surprised by a lot of things that came. Like, I was not expecting a Mario and Luigi. I was not expecting them to remake Donkey Kong. I was not, I kind of expected Metroid, but I was not expecting a new Zelda game.
Yeah.
And I sure as hell was not expecting Ace Attorney Investigations.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of these games, like, screamed at me, like, I am going to be on my Switch for a good chunk of the next, the rest of this year.
Yeah, I felt like this was Nintendo's like hold my beer.
moment. Yeah,
for sure. I feel like they were like, okay, everyone else had their turn. Hold my beer. I'll be right back. I gotta go show them.
Yeah, so that's the way I feel too, because like the narrative all year has been like Nintendo doesn't have anything else coming. Like that's been the
they're
narrative.
quiet. They haven't done anything.
And Nintendo literally slapped us in the face with like a metric handful of freaking like first party titles and stuff like that. We've got Zelda games, we've got Metroid games, we've got freaking Mario games. We've
a bunch of classics coming back.
Yeah, a DK game is coming. Like it's like wow, like and we had third party offerings. We had third party offerings that we didn't think were coming. Like I mean, I know that Capcom fighting game collection is going to be across all platforms, but still, like Nintendo unveiled that first.
Yeah,
stuff like
they
that.
did it. Yeah, so
it's wild. Like like Ace Attorney. Shoot, Capcom might as well. Capcom still. I feel like Capcom has like a serious partnership with Nintendo. I really feel like that.
Yeah,
Like the Game Boy, like the Game Boy Advance stuff that just hit in NSO, the Game Boy, the mature GameCube stuff, jeez, like Nintendo, it feels like they're ramping up. It really does. It's like you know what, this might be the last year for the Switch, but it's gonna be the last. It's gonna be the good damn last year.
Yeah, it's not a Wii or a Wii U fizzle out.
No,
Yeah,
and I think that was everyone's concern, is like after the Tyrant of Tears of the Kingdom came out last year, it's like, oh, that was like the last thing they kind of had on the pipe. Like,
yeah, but we also got Mario Wonder last year too, and then everybody's like,
I know, and Mario Wonder
Game of the Year
was a big surprise.
Yeah,
sorry, it wasn't Game of the Year, but sorry, Tears of the Kingdom and Wonder were both nominated for Game of the Year, right? So yeah, that's just a testament to everyone being like, that's it. Like, Nintendo just gave us, like, they can't top that. And I feel like they're like, hey guys, like, we still can. Just so you guys
we're
know.
not done yet.
Yeah.
I feel
they literally did the Leo from The Wolf of Wall Street, where he's like, I'm not leaving.
I think this generation Nintendo finally figured it all out. I really do. I mean, I think that last year, the Wii U, they were clearly figuring it out because they held Mario Odyssey was supposed to be a Wii U title, and then Breath of the Wild only came out on Wii U because it was promised, right? I mean, they figured it out this gen, and they're continuing this. They're still this 8-year-old machine with like 20-year-old technology in it is like still getting people excited for things. And I don't know, they figured it out, man.
I mean, look at all the, I don't want to say copycats, but look at all the other handhelds that have come out since the Switch, right?
Yeah. And I mean, that's clearly like Steam Deck is, they've straight up come out and said that the Switch influenced their decision to do the Steam Deck. You're looking at what Microsoft is partially doing with the ROG Ally and probably their own handheld sometime next year. PlayStation rumored to be doing another handheld they're incorporating their libraries into these handheld devices because, very clearly the Switch is doing something right. Like, you can't split your audiences anymore. Games are too expensive to split your development costs. We're seeing that with PSVR 2 right now, where like Sony just doesn't invest anything into that thing because that would split development costs from their AAA titles. And so I don't know, this Direct was great. I saw a lot of great games I'm going to play. Mario and Luigi, kicking that off, I was like, okay, I'm already sold on this Direct.
Sign me up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then, new Zelda game in the Link's Awakening art style. I was like, yes, I don't care if you're like, fingering Bokoblins' buttholes in this game. I will play it.
I will be the one doing it.
Yeah. And then Prime 4 looks awesome. So
yeah.
Anyways, I think that's
kudos, Nintendo. I'm glad that it's strange how there was always considered in the console war, Nintendo was never considered any player in it. It's like, oh, it's always between Xbox and PlayStation, but it's like, maybe you guys aren't focusing on Nintendo because Nintendo's kicking your ass so far. They're like overlapping you right now.
Yeah, I feel like PlayStation and Xbox were just like the ones cheating on the test, and Nintendo was staying late after school, like figuring it all out and like understanding how things work. And now that has paid off, and they have kind of cracked the code, and they're like, oh, okay, I get it now. Right. And now Microsoft is we can
churn out games without a development period of 7 to 10 years.
Literally, right? And they take their time with games.
Well,
no.
Metroid
you can't say that because Metroid's been cooking for like forever.
Metroid though did go through a remake, or they did come out like 4 years ago and say we have to scrap the original idea because it wasn't working.
Yeah, but I'm just saying a lot of these games honestly were cooking for a while though. If we're being honest,
but like even the games that take forever, they have things. They have smart solutions to supplement those long waits in between titles, right? I mean, I know we like to joke around that Nintendo likes to re-release the same game for $60 every generation, but like
we buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
We
still
are-
buy it,
and
dog.
that's why they're not stopping. That's why they're not stopping.
Yeah.
Uh,
And like I think what they do is they take their time and they really make sure that when a game comes out, it doesn't need patches or updates like day one.
Yeah. How
Mhm,
many
that's the other
like
thing.
Oh,
first party
that's
titles come out with patches in
Yeah.
the Nintendo? Like
Yeah.
unless they got DLC, typically that's the only patch they need is the original game.
Exactly.
they had
Right.
they had to patch that. They had to patch that travesty of a Hyrule Warriors game.
well,
They still
that's-
haven't patched. They still haven't patched that Pokemon game.
technically not Nintendo on either of those counts, but
But yeah, but
Koei
still,
Tecmo and Pokemon Company.
stop, stop filleting them. Come
I
on.
know. I'm just.
We'll
There
stop
it
being a
is.
hand-
There's the LeRon we love. There he is.
Oh, I told you he'd be back.
I know. But on that note, we've been going long enough. We're gonna end it there. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
for joining us for this very special episode of the Boss Rush podcast. Andre, thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us here.
Thank you for having me. I
Where-
I know, bro. I missed you.
I missed you guys
miss
too.
you.
I was very like when you sent me the Discord thing, I was like, oh baby. I was like, here we go. I was like,
Yeah.
I just got done my run and I like raced home, showered. I'm like, I was so excited to just talk about the direct because I was sitting here like all day, like I need something to talk about. And then and what better to have like 3 people who are also on the same page as me. So I had so much fun. Thank you guys. It was a blast to kind of be on here again.
It's definitely therapeutic.
It was very, very nice to get everything like off my chest and like fangirl with 3 other dudes about Nintendo.
Even
Well-
if one of them's a closet fangirl.
yeah, exactly. I'm looking at you,
Ryan,
uh,
we know you're a closet Nintendo fan.
Yeah.
One day, just know it's okay. You can come out one day. No one's going to judge you.
Andre, you're welcome anytime you are available and we can make it work. You're welcome here anytime.
I will definitely I'll definitely keep you posted on my schedule for stuff, and then if I'm ever free, I'll try and hop back on here.
LeRon, Pat, thank you for your time tonight as well. I know this is our week off from content, but here we are recording.
No days off, baby.
Darn you, Nintendo.
Yeah. And everybody out there, thank you so much for watching and or listening. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us a nice review and a rating and all those things. If you're on Patreon, thank you. If you're not on Patreon, you should join us. Patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. There's a free tier. Try it out. And thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.